Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Bomber and TY on Prion Terraces. In the bottom side of the map we have the red Terran player, it is TY. Shown here as TY. I'm not sure exactly why, but that's what it is. And in the top side of the map we have the blue Terran player, it is Bomber. Alright, so Bomber versus TY in our weekly TVT. I do one weekly TVT, one weekly PvP, and one weekly ZVZ for those of you who play StarCraft 2, because it's good to see what the pros do in mirror matchups, because you're going to go across those every once in a while on the ladder. How does Bomber respond to what TY tries to do? How does TY try to get inside Bomber's head? And what is the back and forth like? So you're not going to play as fast as these guys. Check this out. APM already over 300 for TY, no big freaking deal. Currently over 300 for Bomber, and climbing steadily on his average. So yeah, you can't play this fast, but you can make the same decisions. You can make the same army compositions. You can drop in the same way. So pay close attention if you are Terran. And if you're not Terran and you're just here because you like StarCraft 2, welcome aboard! This is Bomber. He's one of the best Terran players ever, and TY is no slouch himself. So we will have to see how this works out for both of these guys. Going for the Reaper expand, it looks like. One player could go for Marines for more of a defensive opener. We'll see how this works out though. SCV for TY scouts in. This is exactly what's going on. Bomber's not doing anything nuts, although hey, he does have two refineries going this early, which is a bit of a departure. Still, with the Reaper expand, and he's going for that factory here, so the 1-1-1 build on the way. However, keep in mind, he is going to have a lot more gas than his opponent over time here, because again, it's a single refinery versus two refineries, and a Reaper coming out from our friend TY as well, and the command center. So actually going for a 1-Rax expand, while Bomber seems to be going for a 1-base all-in type play, depending on the timing of that factory, which again, TY is aware of. So we'll have to see how TY does this. Can he punish Bomber, or can he actually hold off what Bomber's trying to do? I think Bomber is going to be the more aggressive one. Has two Reapers there. Reaper versus Reaper here. And trying to kill that SCV. Going to save it though. Ah, TY hero Batman Reaper shows up. Escorts the civilian safely back home. You're welcome, civilian. Don't go outside after dark again. Thank you, Mr. Reaper. I won't. He's British for some reason. Barracks here. Again, getting a reactor. We've been seeing this for a while. I assume for Marine production. TY, what you got here? Marines indeed, double pumping out those Marines. Bomber going for Hellions and a starport. So as true Destiny Cloudfist build here, 1-1-1 barracks into factory, into starport. No additional command center at all for Bomber. Holy smokes. Reaper heading up for TY, I think, yep, gonna be spotted by this supply depot. That's exactly why Bomber is building it here. Here come the Hellions. Here come the Reapers. And how can they deal with this? It's a full wall off, which is a problem for the Hellions. They stink against buildings, but all TY has here is a couple Marines, which seems like a problem. So here we go, 4 Marines, KD8 charge, knocking those guys back. Can they actually, the Reapers, get through this reactor? I don't know, but look at this. There is a Reaper here for TY trying to kill some SCVs of their own. There's nothing to defend against this. Getting surrounded by SCVs, not a good idea. KD8 charge knocking a couple of them back here. It looks like the Hellions are what? Are they heading home, or where do they go? I don't know, but this guy's still alive. Still throwing down KD8 charges and actually getting an SCV kill with that one. Units to have Hellion. Okay, the Hellion did go back home. Gonna roast up that Reaper, no big deal. And the Reapers for Bomber could not get through either. This was almost going to die, but in the end the Reapers came from a different angle. 3 of them. They're going to kill an SCV very easily. Ooh, this does not look good at all. Another worker dies there, but a lot of Marines. KD8 charge, knocking one of them back, making his arms flail in the air as he does so. Such a great animation here. And actually might be able to just continually toss down KD8 charges, but here comes a Cyclone. Oh, run away, Reapers. You are not a match for a Cyclone with that lock-on ability. Running out of there immediately. One of them very low on health, but the combat drugs will help him get back up to full health. No big deal at all. Cyclone. Not a Cyclone. Wow. Cyclone. Banshee. Banshee coming in here too. This is a pretty good TVT. I'm excited. Bomber's finally getting a second base. A little bit late here, but TY was not able to land his own orbital command. Oh, the cloaked Banshee taking down the missile turret. TY is getting a Raven to try to deal with his annoyance. He's going to land the command center. Going to take some shots from the Banshee. Entirely possible, but no. Nope, the Banshee actually backs on out, gets rid of that cloak. Here comes the push again with the Hellions and the Reapers. I'm just not sure it's enough. Marines are going to help a lot. Banshee's going to help a lot here, but still super aggressive. Viking in the air, Cyclone on the ground. Missile turret might be allowed to complete at this point, and again, the Raven going to be super useful against these cloaked Banshees. So TY making the great decision to go for the Raven first of all out of this starport, and I think it's going to pay off for him. Cyclone, if it doesn't get hit, does pretty darn well here. So there's the scan. The Raven is discovered. Bomber knows that there is one here. Here comes a tank as well. Banshee's trying to kill what they can. Lock on not really doing much of anything there at all. Good micro on display from both of these players. Wow. So Lock on does kill a Reaper there. But TY in much of a defensive position. He's going to try to throw down, I think, an auto turret. No, he doesn't. The tank is now here, and it can actually attack the second command center of TY. Oh no, TY. You can't lose this. The workers forced to retreat there as well. The Marines just going for it now. Missile turret being repaired, and just completely under siege is the second base. Lock on does kill a Marine. The range on that is pretty good, but killing single Marines is not what TY needs now. Another tank shows up to support for Bomber, slowly moving forward. Cyclone trying to kill the tank, and it does kill the tank. Nice work there. Auto turret gets destroyed almost immediately. 3 Banshees are here, but the Viking and the missile turrets and the Cyclones too much. I think Bomber looks like he's going to lose it. A Banshee for TY takes down Bomber's tank. The Viking... the Viking auto turret Raven combo, not actually enough to take down that Banshee. TY hold, ladies and gentlemen. He is up 65 to 62 total workers. Resources lost here. 23 units killed by Bomber, 19 by TY, 6 workers, and 2 is the difference here. So Bomber, despite not necessarily killing TY, I still think he's in a pretty good position. He does have his own second base up and running. His tank count is even with TY's. Banshee count a little bit higher for Bomber. Doesn't really matter that much. And what is that? How come? Why didn't you see the Banshee? That's weird. He walked right past that Banshee. Did not see it at all. The Banshee coming in for some more mischief. I'm sure TY will regret that later. What were those 4 workers that got killed? 4 SCVs died somehow. Oh, here it is. Okay, so Banshee over here for Bomber does manage to get a couple kills. Not super effective in his own right, but that's A-okay. Third base on the way for TY. Here comes the Banshee for Bomber. It does have a single kill. Has a nice little angle to attack in here without the missile turret hitting it, I think. And yes, it does have a tiny little angle. Getting 1 worker, getting 2 workers. The harassment is real. Ladies and gentlemen, Marines trying to get in there and kill the Banshee. And no! It cloaks at the very last second with 2 hit points remaining. 2 hit points on that guy. And it's still cloaked. Where the heck is the Raven? The Raven's way over there. Alright. Raven's not here. Might be able to kill a tank. He's going to try to do it, but he's so worried that Raven's going to show up anytime soon here. Effective Banshee. 5 kills now. And there it is. The Raven shows up. Viking finishes off the Banshee. Thank you for playing. But no. No, you cannot play anymore. So third base up for TY just about there. Both players getting that +1 attack for the Marines and the Marauders. Probably just Marines, though, in this particular matchup. Stim on the way and combat shields coming up for Bomb. TY getting that stim and combat shield. Actually, both players going for both those upgrades at the same time. So excellent decision making on both of these guys' parts. 90 to 100 to 100 supply right now. They are neck and neck. This is a super close TVT. Who you rooting for? Is it Bomber? Is it TY? We've seen both these players on the channel before. It's been a while for Bomber, but it is definitely Bomber, that's for sure. Marine count looking fairly healthy for our blue Terran. It's 29 to 24 though. TY has Marines of his own. And tanks coming up onto the high ground for defensive purposes. I have to imagine patrolling back and forth, throwing down his sensor tower there too. He's kind of worried. He's kind of worried about an attack from Bomber, but this third base being up is so handy. So handy. TY is up 53 to 45 harvesters. Bomber, I think, just might need to go for it here off of 2 bases. Compared to the 3 that TY has, economically, TY is way ahead. Production tab is going to start to get there too. But here comes Bomber. Here comes his push. He is confident in his own abilities with his own Marines and his own flying tanks. Does take out a Marine there on the ground. A scouting one. The army for TY is here. It is here. And here comes the attack. Tanks on the ground. Do splash. Bomber, how's he going to do this? Is he going to try to land? He's trying to find the perfect position in which to land, and then he decides to back out. Okay, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like the spot. That's okay. come back in again. Both players are scanning each other to see exactly what is going on. The tanks finally land there. And the Banshee actually going to town on some of these tanks. Where's that Viking? There it is. Getting some shots off with the Raven there too. Yeah, just got out of there, Banshee. You're no match at all for a Viking. The Viking actually chasing away. There's the Viking of bombers, though. Viking versus Viking. Throwing down the point defense drone. Is it enough to get the Viking? Actually not trying to get it there. Trying to get a medevac. PDD. Point defense drones is pretty cool. It actually absorbs the shots from units that are nearby. Landing the Viking, and it ends up dying there. That's kind of surprising. So a bit of a stalemate right now. I don't think anybody's doing much of anything else on the map. Just setting up reinforcements to this giant Maginot line here. Who's going to make the first move? PDD finally ends up falling there for TY. Losing it, but that's okay. He's up to 163 to 162 total supply. Just barely ahead. But again, he has a third base while Bomber does not. There it is. Bomber running his Marines right on in. A couple tanks die immediately there, but big splash damage on those Marines. They are forced to retreat. Tank count again looking really good for Bomber. 2 Vikings now trying to snipe down medevacs. I like this. More units dying to the tanks on the ground for TY. And just hanging back here. I feel like at any moment. There it is. All right, here we go. Bomber comes in. Marine versus tank. Splash damage on all the Marines. Good concave on the right side from Ty. Good concave on the bottom side from Bomber, though. And so many Marines are surviving for TY, though. And that's it. A GG from Bomber. Bomber is defeated. TY is victorious. And Bomber has left the game. Nicely done by TY. Managing to get that third base, while at the same time keeping up with the army of Bomber was massive. What a play by our Korean Terran player. How are the upgrades? +1/+1 versus +1/+0. I think that was a big deal too. Bomber did not have that +1 combat armor for his infantry, and I think that really mattered. Look how many Marines were left for TY versus for Bomber. Bomber had nothing on the ground. The concave was just as good for Bomber down here as it was for TY, but I really think the upgrades made the difference. It was just a small difference. But it was. The Vikings, too, were very, very useful, killing all those medevacs in the air. Unit count for medevacs remaining was only 2 for Bomber. Only 2. This is them. That's it. So well played by TY. Bit of an underdog, I think. Bomber, one of the best Korean Terran players on the planet. I mean, it's not one of the best players, period, in StarCraft 2. And TY, an up-and-comer, also fantastic as well. So this might be a harbinger of things to come. So that's it from me today. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Seems like any other summer's evening. But tonight is special. No one knows why the creatures here are so special effects. After 17 years underground, just to prove her wrong.
Well, just get back to me when you have an answer. That's wanted on the telephone.
You know better than to interrupt me. Say I'm busy and hang up.
All sorts of creatures now appear, including some really unexpected ones. They spend their days underground and only emerge at sunset.
About 3 days later, she was good and ready. So she put on about a half a pound of makeup. fixed it up with a veil, and set forth to see the mill in person.
I've waited 20 years for this call. Now the mill can wait until I'm good and ready.
At first, there are merely thousands, but soon more than 1 billion swarm all over the forest. The biggest emergence on the planet is underway. But as night falls, they're transformed. The hunted become hunters.
It was her time to go.